కూడా అదే సేమ్, అసలు అన్ని
ఇప్పుడు
క్లాసులకి అదే పరిస్థితి.
ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది. ఓకే,
అవును.
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్.
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ సార్.
Yeah. Now, exactly, we have started the class with the just 2 minutes back now. So, good afternoon to one and all those who are listening online and offline to this class, that is management control systems. Actually, this is a subject basically for the finance specialization, and the subject is basically connected with the management control systems. In the previous class that we have given elaborate discussion about what is management control systems, how it will be useful, and what are the various functions of the management control system, and so on and so forth. Actually, to give a broad idea about this one, so actually every management will have so many functions. Out of that, planning, organization, direction, coordination, and control. Then how these functions can be effectively carried out, that is taken care of by the management control system. Actually, it is a system basically which is having a output, input, and also the process units, just like a computer system. And what all the inputs that we give from the management direction are the directive, they are implemented via the management control system, which is very, very effective tool for the successful implementation of the plan. And what are the features of management control system? Already that is I have given you in the paragraph number 1.2. That is nature of decisions, systematic, they are very rhythmic decisions, they are constantly taken care of, and strategy implementation and all these aspects. Then functions of management control, that is a very, very important question for you. And in this case of functions of management control, first one is management, second one is control aspect, and in the control aspect, third one is system. So management is decision taking, and then controlling aspect is comparison of actual performance with the standard performance, and then system is to assist for that. Then boundaries of the management control system is given to you in the previous session. So boundaries of the management control system basically tell us about what are the various management control activities and how far they are confirmation, and all the goals of individuals must be within the purview of the organizational goals, which is called as goal congruence. Then implement the strategy, and financial and non-financial emphasis is to be given for the management decisions, and so on and so forth. And then organization control systems, types of organization control systems, which is another important area where a student need to completely concentrate over this one. Then after that one, let us proceed to unit number 2, that is designing of management control system. Let me take a screen share and then we'll complete that one. Designing of management control system, in that unit number 2, this date is 2nd November. There are 7 steps in case of designing the management control system. But all these 7 steps, let us try to understand, and then let us proceed to the various other aspects in this particular phenomenon. Then yes, in the case of unit 2, that is designing of management control systems, actually. So what are the various decisions to be understanding? First of all, every decision is to be basically understand the what are the client needs. So what exactly the client require. Then only we can go for the requirements of the clients. So on the basis of that, what is needed by the client? So attractive and active listening is very, very essential for the purpose of management control system. So how better the person can easily understand the system of that. That is very, very essential. Then coming to that, active listening, effective questioning is also very, very essential for the success of that. Then conceptual visualization, how best the management control system helps us to understand about the various processes in case of effective achievement of organizational goals through the better management system. In the step 2, we concentrate more on the whole system preparation on mental based and zero based system. What is mental based and zero based system? We have to imagine first of all what is the overall structure of the organization and how the management control system helps us to understand in this what exactly we are planning and how we can make the organization system better and how better we can start the management control system. All that there must be a mental picture on that. Then only it will be a whole project, a whole picture of the management control system must be in the mind. Then it is easy to design a control mechanism there. And what is the framework of that? What are the levels of that? How many people can be involved on that? Don't take the previous system that is called as what is existing there, how better you can modify all the aspects that is not necessary. Then we can general subject and other subjects are may differ and thus will not be available to interact in the class or language. Okay, right. Then in such a case, we have to understand about what is exactly needed. That is, as no system is existing till now, that is to be understood. As no system is existing till now, then we can go for that. And you assume that there is no management control system existing, then on the basis of that, you go by the adaptation of the system. Then go by the adaptation of the system. Then it will be easy for you to understand how your management control system, when once it is designed, that will be coming to the situation, right? Then next, last one. It is actually it is to be made on the three-tier structure. What is three-tier structure? One is expert is very much necessary. That is of expert. Then second is that is with where IT professionals require this type of system. And the second one is doctor-patient model, and doctor gives total concentration about the patient system, who where an expert provides considerable assistance to the understand the management control system. So what type of measurement we can take? And lastly, helping model. When a teacher gives help to the students, he can perform better, he can prepare a project better, and so on. So what type of mechanism you want to develop? Whether management control system is an expert oriented system, like just giving IT solutions, or whether it is a doctor patient model, or whether it is a helping hand model, which model of management control system is necessary, that you have to understand. In the case of step 3, clearly frame the objectives of the management control system. So clearly frame the objectives. With what objectives you are going to set up the management control system, and what is exercisable, and what are the commitments that are there, what are the means that are adaptable. All these aspects are to be taken into consideration before framing the objectives. But frankly speaking, you should be committed to the goal means what is available. Don't set a blue sky goal. Then step number 4, it is a work which is conversational style. In the fourth stage, you are going to conversational workshop. First, make out a conference on that and then take the idea. But as you are designing the management control system, don't give your ideas first. If you give your idea first, what happens? Others' ideas may not come to you, and automatically others' ideas will get freezed. And instead of saying your idea, take the consent or take the opinion from the other and ask their opinions, conclude them. Then, on the basis of the others' decisions also or others' opinions, you can design or reframe the system with a better level of understanding. And next, in the case of that, the database and in the step 5, you have to prepare a flowchart for the activities. What are the various steps? What are the various sequences that you have to understand? How the management control system is going to work? In a sequential flow diagram, you have to prepare. In the case of sequential flow diagram, you can take the help of computer designing and then prepare a flowchart from where the information is going to start, where the information will get processed, and where the information will be give output. Like that, it is very much necessary. In the step 6, identify the critical indicators and compare it with the advice obtained earlier in the step 6. So what are the critical indicators? So in the case of management control system, where some areas are said to be critical system, and what are the areas that are critical? What type of areas we have to give more concentration? That is to be compared with the earlier work what we have done up to step number 5, and that is to be understood. And lastly, preparation of the draft report. A draft report is to be prepared how the management control system is to be designed and how it is to be worked, how it is going to work, and how it is to be established. All these points you prepare a draft report and submit to the management. Finally, it is authority. Finally, it is the authorized body to establish a designing control system that is called as management only. When management accepts, then we can proceed for the purpose of designing, establishing various subsections, various subsystems, and finally, how better you can control the various activities in accomplishing the organizational goals, and all this is possible. So, in the case of designing the management control system, in the first step, understand the client need. Second one, assume the entire system that is on mental basis, and don't base on the previous systems and assume that there is no base at all, that is called a zero base, and then set the objectives of the system, then prepare a conversational workshop, and then with the help of the conversational workshop you can take the ideas of all other people, and then it is easy for you to take the help of the other people also. Identify the critical indicators, and at the help of the critical indicators you can design a better system, and then it is possible. Then it is possible for you to make a point on that. These are the various important aspects. Then prepare a draft report, and on that you will go for the successful designing of the organizational issues. Then the other important topic is that establishment of the linkages. So how to establish linkages in the organizational design of the system? This is another important question. Actually, in the unit number 2, the core question what you have to read is that explain the various steps in designing the explain the various steps in designing the management control system. That is very, very essential. So, in the case of establishment of the organization system, the case of establishing the organizational system, you need to provide the linkages among the various aspects. This is the second important aspect. First of all, goal congruence. Actually, in the case of goal congruence system, so what individual goals are different, organizational goals are always different. Individual goals always will be with respect to his own personal nature, whereas organizational goals will always talk about the organizational goals will always talk about the betterment of the organization. In such a case, you need to understand how you can combine or how you can mix up the organizational goals with the individual goals. And then only the management control system will give us a better ideology. This is the very, very important issue, what you have to understand. Then then. So departmental subsystems are to be established. In case of goal congruence, another important aspect is that is informal factors what are going to affect your organization. Then external factors, internal culture, all these aspects are to be understood very clearly in this. Then departments and subsystems are to be identified. What are the various departments? What are the various subsystems are to be identified? First one, managerial styles is to be understood. So what are managerial styles you are going to adopt? And external control systems, what are there? And infrastructure system, that is what type of infrastructure system is there? Infrastructure is not as a physical structure, but it is power center management, semi-automatic divisions, highly refined formal systems, and An informal organization system is basically going to help in this particular regard. So these are the other important area. Then formal control system mechanism, that is also to be considered, and how better the formal controls are going to establish. Then we will come to other aspects in this. Then structure in the organization. What are the various structures in the organization system? Yes, sir. Close your system. What are the various structures in the organization system that is to be understood? Then what type of organization, that is entrepreneurial structures, and then what type of whether it is entrepreneurial system or functional systems, then all these aspects are to be understood in case of the all these aspects are to be understood in case of the management system in this. So then functional system, then lastly to say that unitary system of organization, matrix system of organization, these are the other important structures what is to be understood. This may be a better question, what type of linkages that are to be provided in case of the designing a control system. That is the second option actually. The first and foremost important section, that is how you are able to design the control system. And then lastly, what are the functions of the controller? 2.4, that is very, very important. How a term controller is basically to designing and operating systems in the control system, preparation of financial statements and financial reports, and preparing and analyzing formats. All these sections will be taken care of by the controller of the management control system. And development of persons and professional anticipation of the other various important functional areas is to be considered in this particular aspect. So these are the two important questions in this particular lesson. And then in the block 2, actually we are going to start the block 2 in the tomorrow's class because of NPTEL examination is now scheduled on this. So we are going to close the session now at this moment. And tomorrow we will continue with the block 2. And thank you a lot. Thanks for this.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.